what a great basketball game. I know you guys probably really enjoyed that one, watching that. You know, I have to say, I'm sitting next to two fighters. I mean, we're down 2.5 starters, and you know, had a 10-point lead late in the fourth. So just the growth of and the maturation of our young guys, and then these guys having to be the steady force that they are, you know, gave us a chance on the road late in February. It's pretty great. You know, Z played a lot of minutes, a lot of our guys, you know, and felt like Jakia, who's my favorite on the team, hurt us, and I told her that in the handshake line. I said, of course, my favorite player on the team hurts us a little bit. And then, of course, Mimi hit those big shots, too. These are fifth years and seniors, and we're running around with some young guys. So great experience for our guys. I thought their pressure bothered us a little bit, and obviously didn't shoot very well. So the fact that I think we all feel like that was a game we could have won, there's a lot of good takeaways from that.
Questions?
Yeah, Coach, does it just come down to you didn't make enough shots?
And they did. You know, I mean, if you told me before the game that Mimi and Jakia were going to hit threes to beat you, I was going to be like, all right, awesome. You know, that we'll take that, you know, over their statistical averages over their careers from there. And then this year, how they're shooting it. So, you know, when you're up 10 late, the basket looks big for them. There's nothing to lose, you know, and then, of course, their pressure bothered us a little bit. We weren't as sure-handed with the ball as we typically are, which really hurt us. So the combination of empty possessions and then them making big threes late kind of was a bad combination for us.
Courtney, what do you think the difference was in transition, them being able to get out so much, 32-7 in fast break points?
Well, we had how many turnovers? 16. It felt like we had 28. So 16. That was part of it. You know, we turned the ball over, which leads to breaks, and then, you know, one of the things that young guys have a hard time learning is safeties, getting back. You know, because in high school the court is shorter and they're so much more athletic. It's not quite as important, and so I don't think our safety was as solid as it has been. Given the lineup, Toddy had to play a lot at the 4, of which she's practiced 0 minutes of all year, and so, you know, other people are in different spots. You know, that's just, no one feels bad for us that's what we're dealing with, but people are a little bit out of position, which changes some of those things that happen a little more naturally, and we'll be. I hope it helps us because we'll be full strength very soon, which is exciting.
Coach, your thoughts on their player James, who came off the bench? She played pretty well.
Yeah, she did. I've liked her since we recruited her as well a little bit. You know, she's finally been getting a chance. You know, I thought she wasn't getting a chance early, and I was quite thrilled about that. And then, you know, we said in the scout she's playing more now, and you know she's deadly when she can get to her left. You know, that huge play when we turned it over and she could have made that layup. You know, Deja gave us a chance and putting it in overtime, just hustling back, and you know, she was a key part of their game today, and you know, she's a really nice player.
What's the biggest thing maybe you changed about how things played out there down the stretch and into overtime?
I thought we turned the ball over. I mean, again, these are some of the most experienced guards in the league. I think we turned the ball over a little bit too much, which led to empty possessions on our end. You know, I feel like we made them beat us from the perimeter, and statistically they've struggled to do that all year. And so, you know, they made big shots, really big shots from 3. So the combination of those two things, you know, but again, had you told me that we'd come in and have a 10-point lead late with what these guys have had to go through, I'd be really happy. So we're gonna have this fuel us, and as we get healthier, we'll have a lot of experience now for bench, which will help us.
What did you do well in building that 10-point lead and taking control of the third quarter?
I thought they really defended well. They were really active. You know, kept the score low. You know, won the paint. Picked and shoot. You know, I thought they picked their attack pretty well. Executed when we needed to execute. Moved the ball when we had some advantages. But really defensively and rebounding, we were really solid tonight. An area that maybe we weren't as solid moving forward in the past. With this kind of unique mix of lineup, but I thought they were defensively, we were pretty solid.
For Deja or Kennedy, what do you feel like they did in terms of that full court press that kind of maybe sped you guys up? Like what to you about that press was difficult tonight?
I don't think it was really them. It was mostly us. I think that we just didn't attack hips as well. Me personally, I didn't attack hips how I usually do in the press, and I thought we just didn't open up to open spots for easy outlet passes in the press. So I don't necessarily think it was them. I think it was mostly us.
Deja, I noticed you doing like a lot of talking and pointing and kind of telling your teammates where to go. Have you felt like you've had to kind of step up and do that more with some of your vets out lately?
Definitely. You know, I've been doing it all year, but now more than ever. Just we have a lot of young guys that need direction, and I'm just trying to be that voice for them.
Coach, Kayla didn't shoot great tonight, but she played 35 minutes, gave you guys a lot of hustle and tenacity. She's somebody who, a couple weeks ago, we weren't sure was going to play all year, and now kind of you're relying big on her. Has she kind of arrived at the right time for you?
Yeah, I think for her, we really, exactly, we were torn whether or not she would play this year because of how much she's missed. I mean, she went 808 days, and now she's played more games than she's practiced, which is remarkable. But we've got one guard out with a season-ending injury, and we've got obviously Eva and Lissa out right now. I mean, we have to have a shot, right? But her readiness and her fight shows of a bright spot of what's to come. The kid's really special.
Kennedy, what were the emotions when you all built the league? It looked like you guys maybe were coasting and then things kind of fell apart. Taking through that stretch in the last end of regulation and overtime.
Yeah, we were up by 10, and I think everyone felt good. I think we got a little too comfortable, and then they brought out the press, and then we kind of just like shut down a little bit. But I mean, that comes with just maturity and just us sticking together. I mean, it's a game of runs, and we're gonna have runs, they're gonna have runs, but we have to play the whole 40 minutes and plus and some more. So it was up and down, honestly. So.
Courtney, ma'am, they went to a small lineup towards the back end of the game. How effective was that? Was that something you expected them to do a lot of? They took out Javi and I think went.
Yeah, I thought we were pretty swarming on the post, so that wasn't giving them a ton of looks. And we went small as well, and so I think that I'll have to look back on the film of who did it first. But I think we were kind of all playing small ball. When they get into their pressure, it's kind of what you do, right? You go small so you can be fast. And they can get a trap on the ball, and then you can have Sanaya out there, using her length and mobility. It's what the game does to you, right? Like you battle and you grow and you do all that, and sometimes it goes not in your favor, right? And we have to wear that, right? And that can either fuel us forward, which I know it will with this group. So, the experience of learning can be painful at times, right? But with what these guys, it's so easy to talk about the kids that aren't playing. It's so not told what these two have gone through. They've had to do so much, and they've done it with consistency and in class, and they've just done a remarkable job. And so I feel bad for them that we weren't able to pull it out for them, but I feel excited for them that they've given this young guys a lot of experience going into a really important part of their season.
Is there Deja or Kennedy, what was the one particular moment during that run where I guess you guys maybe knew that they could make the comeback?
I think there was like 3 straight possessions where we screwed up our transition defense, and I think they scored on all 3 of them. So I think that was kind of the turning point, and we just couldn't talk through it. We just couldn't get that for some reason. We had 4 guards out there, so I'm not sure. But yeah, that was pretty much the turning point. And I think their extra possessions, the rebounding kind of hurt us a little bit too. So just finding those guys and that kind of screwed us a little bit.
For much of the game, even without your leading rebounder and Melissa, you guys did pretty well under the boards, and that just kind of fell apart. How were you able to do so well under the boards for most of the game, and then in the latter part, it just came apart? Yeah,
I think they did a good job with their 1v1 matchups. I mean, Deja and Toddy both had 8 rebounds on top of everything else that they're doing for us. Destiny came in and gave us 6, and I thought Z did a good job keeping as best as she can. I mean, Anya's not full strength yet, so that was a bit of a hamper for her. So we've turned the corner a bit on our rebounding. We've had a lot more priority to that. I think they're winning their 1v1 matchup better. And then, they made shots, they got runouts, and we turned it over. You do those 3 things, it doesn't go well. It goes late, but you've got a lot of young guys in that are going to have to learn from that and learn, like Ty said, it's a 40-minute game, and we live and learn.
This has been a pretty great rivalry developing between these guys.
Totally.
How'd you feel about the atmosphere, how the fans treated you tonight?
How they treated me, I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, just being, just the atmosphere, I don't
Yeah.
know, they
It was
like
so
that.
great. I mean, our game was sold out, their game was sold out. I mean, if that's not good for, and then of course Duke, we play them still. I don't know if State does, but we do, and these are all 30 minutes apart from each other. It's pretty remarkable that you can be in the triangle area and you can pick a team and you can go watch any Thursday I'd have to check the facts, but I'm pretty sure every Thursday, there's at least one of us three is at home. And you get to see one of the very best teams in the country. I mean, that's just really awesome, right? And so, you know, we've got multiple rivalry games, which we love. We think Virginia Tech's a great rival for us. So we feel like we've got kind of opportunities to play games that matter to a lot of people all the time. And that's not lost on us. And you know, we certainly appreciate all the fans, whether they're rooting for us or not. The fact of the matter is they left their house when it was on national TV, and they came and sat in the seat. That's a win for women's basketball, right? And so I don't think they treated me poorly. I don't think our fans treated them poorly. I think what we do is we have a really good product, and people are getting off their couch to come.
Notice you gave them a heart symbol as you were walking.
I gave that to our practice guys.
Oh, that was a practice.
Yeah. So our practice guys got sent. I don't know why they got sent up to the second deck, but I think because the section behind ours is limited. But you know, those guys do a lot for us, and so of course they found their way. And then they were in that very first row. It's nice to see them in street clothes.
I don't think it's been asked yet, but what was the message just in the huddle heading into the overtime period?
I don't remember.
Well, our team message was just our group huddle was basically that, you know, the score was 0-0 and that we had to bring the same energy that we had all game. Can't let up, and we had to lock in our transition defense. And unfortunately, they came out punching first. We just couldn't really get a rhythm within those 5 minutes.
Coach Banghart, with 3 kind of games left in the regular season, how do you kind of regroup and refocus with these final games?
I don't think we need to. I mean, I like where we are. I feel like these guys have gotten a lot of experience, and we'll be healthy very soon. And then you bring back not only 2 starters, you bring back 2 people that have played more college basketball minutes than most people, right? So the amount of experience that provides, and they'll be a little more rested, right? I know these guys will appreciate having them back. And then now you've got all these guys that played really pivotal minutes over the last 4 games. They now get to go in with experience, right? So. You know, I think again, if you had told me, look at who we started. I mean, Anya's wasn't really totally cleared, right? I mean, we're doing a lot with little. I'm actually really proud of our group. You know, to come on the road, it's hard to win on the road. We were better tonight than we were against Syracuse on the road, and we were better tonight than we were against Louisville on the road. So those young guys are getting incredibly valuable minutes. They're trying to do what they're asked. They're staying. They're listening to what these 2 are telling them to do. So I like where we are. I like where we are because I know we're getting healthy. And I like where we are because this is valuable experience. Of course, we want to win basketball games, but you know, if you live and die by just a win or loss, you're missing a lot, right? So we're not choosing to miss a lot through this journey.
Courtney, was Kayla just, that was just a cramp, there's something else to, she went.
Yeah, and that's what I like about this group. I like a lot of things about this group, but I'm running out there, or maybe a walk, but I was on my way out there, and all these guys are saying to them, it's just a cramp, it's just a cramp. Like, again, like these guys have gone through so much, and they care about each other's well-being more than people might think. I mean, this is a group that these guys have worked really hard to keep everybody connected and together. And so yeah, we're thrilled that it was something that is resolvable. She's sucking on mustard packs, so she'll be all right.
Ready to go?
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.